Good morning, everyone. Austin Ively here with Midline and Minden up here in the Minden office. It's Monday, May 9th. A little wet outside. Had a rain shower come through last night. Kind of seems like just got started going here again, and then get pushed back out of the fields. But anyway, we did get a pretty good run in here the last couple of days. Got 3, 4, 5 days of good run. Got a good amount of corn in the ground and a good start on beans, so sitting pretty good there. Wanted to bring a couple of agronomy updates to you here this morning. As I mentioned before, you know, the last couple of weeks have been so wet. Had some concerns with corn coming up. Look at corn coming up, you know, kind of yellow, not really very tall, might have taken a while to get out of the ground. Seems like a lot of those concerns have kind of gone away with the steady temperatures overnight and the vast amount of sunshine that we've had this week here. So a lot of that corn seems to be coming along just fine. There are still some areas though that, you know, had water standing on them or excessive soil moisture. Some areas that are still of concern, and so one of those, you know, one of the things I want to talk about today is the seedling diseases that might show up. You know, you look at some of those Pythium or Rhizoctonia type diseases that are sitting in that cool wet soil. You know, those are prone to show up. Some of those areas that are slow to come, you know, that might still be a little yellow or might just be spiking through in the rest of the fields at V1. This might be a good time in between rain showers here this week to get out and kind of evaluate those stands, see if they're going to come yet. Basically setting that expectation so that that you know whether, you know, if some action needs to be taken, or you know, if it's going to come with some warm temperatures and good sunlight. So that's something to kind of keep in mind. Maybe something to do this week. Or if you want help getting out there scouting for those diseases, give me a shout. I would be happy to come out and assist you with that, or take a look at your fields for you. So that's one of the concerns, is just kind of keeping an eye on some of those wet spots or a little more saturated areas to make sure that corn is still going to come through and not ultimately damp off or anything like that. Another big concern a lot of guys have been talking about has been the nitrogen thing, and this has been ongoing since winter. You know, we've had a lot of rain over the winter, and then getting into spring here, a couple weeks of 8 or so inches. A lot of guys are concerned about that nitrogen that's out in the ground. When you start looking at fall applied anhydrous or even spring applied, you know, that nitrogen in the ground has, you know, once it starts getting 50 degrees or higher, it's going to convert over to that nitrate, which doesn't bind to the soil. It stays in soil solution. So with that, with excessive rain like this and low crop uptake of nitrogen right now, there's not a whole lot of place for that nitrogen to go other than deeper in the soil profile, which ultimately makes it tougher for the plant to take up and leads way to more leaching. The other way that nitrogen can be lost is denitrification into the atmosphere. When you start looking at these ponded areas, the oxygen in that soil is depleted due to the microbes taking up that oxygen. All of a sudden we're left with a nitrogen gas that goes out in the atmosphere. So both of those are concerns as we start working towards side dress season or side dress application window, or even putting urea over the top. Things to keep in mind and evaluate your stands now. Another tool that might assist with that, if anybody is interested, is there's a nitrogen advisor model on Climate Pro that might give you some sort of information to what's going on. You can enter the amount that you've put in there and get some idea of where you're sitting at least. It kind of gives you a baseline model, so to speak. If anybody might be interested in that, our newest employee, Connor, who started this week, will be kind of in charge of the climate platform. If anybody's interested and would like to get set up on that, give John or myself a call, and we'll get you set up with Connor, get that ball kind of rolling. Again, it's just another tool to maybe keep track of some nitrogen information if interested. But those are kind of the two concerns we've got today. Just want to pass along to you. If you need anything or any scouting, feel free to give me a call, 402-677-5751. I'd be glad to come out and take a look at your fields for you, or if you have any other concerns you want to talk through. So thanks for watching.